They entered human space and learned why no vessel ever returned. The alien fleet moved slowly through the empty black of space. Its long ships glided past stars, careful not to make noise. Commander Varesh looked out of the main viewing window of the lead vessel. Beyond the glass, the stars seemed calm, almost peaceful, but he knew that this region known as human space held danger no one had ever returned from. Varesh had read all the old records. No probe, no ship, no scout had ever come back from here. Some of the younger officers whispered that perhaps humans had found a way to destroy them all. Others said it was the space itself that swallowed ships. Varesh did not know. He had to find out himself. The ships ahead glimmered softly, their hulls reflecting the cold light of distant suns. Sensors swept constantly, checking for hidden dangers. Varesh's crew worked silently, their tentacles moving over consoles, eyes scanning information. None spoke unless necessary. Silence was the rule here. In one of the smaller human listening posts far behind the main colonies, two humans, Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe, noticed the alien fleet entering the border. Ethan leaned over his console, frowning. "They're in," he said quietly. "They've crossed the line." Claire looked at the screen, showing the slowly moving alien ships. She shook her head. "They won't know what hit them," she said, almost smiling. But she did not send any alarm signals. The humans had learned long ago that patience was better than panic. Sometimes watching quietly gave more information than jumping into action. Back in the alien fleet, Varesh ordered a cautious approach. "Keep all sensors active," he said. "Do not make contact yet. Move slowly." The alien ships floated past empty star systems, the lights of human colonies far in the distance. They found stations abandoned, drifting silently. There was no fight, no warning, only the faint hum of energy that had long since died down. One ship, the smallest of the fleet, drifted past an empty docking bay. Varesh sent a probe inside. The probe's images showed empty halls, tools lying in perfect order. Machines powered down as if someone had left in a hurry. The aliens felt uneasy. It was strange. There was no sign of battle, no dead bodies, no scorched metal, just nothing. Varesh called his officers. "Report," he said. "The stations are abandoned," one officer said. "We detect no life. Power is minimal, just enough to keep the structures from collapsing. No weapons, no defense. Everything seems empty." Varesh frowned. Why would humans leave without a fight? They are supposed to be strong, clever, and aggressive, yet nothing here suggests struggle. Continue scanning. Be cautious. On the other side, Ethan and Claire were watching from their post. "They're poking around," Claire said. "They don't know humans can see them. They don't know humans are prepared." Ethan nodded. "They'll find out soon enough." The aliens tried to scan human communication networks. They expected to find signals, messages, instructions. Instead, they found noise, false data, and confusing patterns that made no sense. Every attempt to map the system led to dead ends. Sometimes a message appeared to be an instruction, but when followed, it led nowhere. Varesh rubbed the smooth surface of his console. "It's as if the humans planned for us. They left traps we cannot even see yet." "Commander," said another officer, "we cannot detect any live humans. The stations are empty. We should proceed." Varesh shook his head. "We cannot proceed blindly. Keep a careful orbit. Look, but do not touch. Every human tool, every station, every message may hide something." The alien fleet moved slowly, scanning stations, empty satellites, and silent colonies. They noticed that nothing had been destroyed. No asteroid fields blocked paths. No automated defenses shot at them. It was as if the humans wanted them to see everything. Back on the listening post, Ethan made a note. "They think it's easy," he said. "They think humans left nothing. But they are wrong. They never see the trap until it is too late." Claire nodded. "It is always like this. Humans do not rush. Humans do not attack first, but we are always ready. Varish's fleet continued moving through the region. A large human station came into view. Its walls were intact, its lights dim. The aliens tried scanning for life forms. Nothing. Varish ordered a small landing team. It moved toward the station, ready to investigate. The airlock opened slowly. The team stepped inside. The hallways were clean and empty. Machines stood like statues. There were signs of recent activity, but no one was there. Varish felt a strange chill in the air. Not cold, but a deep sense of silence that made every sound they made echo in empty halls. The team found logs, messages, and records. They expected to find clues, but the data was confusing. Some messages seemed old, but the timestamps contradicted each other. Some instructions were meaningless, leading nowhere. Varish frowned. The humans do not want us to understand. Every record is a puzzle, every message a riddle. It is as if they expect us to fail. One officer pointed to a large map of human space. Commander, look at this. All colonies, all stations, all paths, the lines do not connect. The systems appear abandoned in random patterns. There is no reason to it. Varish studied the map. He had the feeling that every step they took was planned. Every station they visited gave a little information, just enough to make them curious, just enough to make them trust the silence. Outside the station, the alien fleet floated quietly. Sensors detected nothing unusual. Yet Varish could feel tension building among his officers. Even experienced warriors were uneasy. Commander, said one officer, should we continue further? We may be walking into a trap. Varish shook his head. We will continue. We must know why no vessel ever returned. But we move slowly. We learn. We do not act rashly. Patience is key. Meanwhile, back on the listening post, Ethan and Claire watched the alien fleet move past their screens. Ethan smiled slightly. They are exactly as expected. Curious, careful, but blind to what humans have prepared. Claire raised an eyebrow. Do you think they will survive? Ethan shrugged. Humans never kill first, but they never forget. Every step the aliens take is noted, recorded. Every mistake they make is observed. That is why none ever return. Varish's landing team explored more of the station. They found nothing dangerous, yet every corner seemed like a warning. Machines hummed softly, but no life stirred. Logs recorded simple daily activities, nothing extraordinary. But the aliens felt the weight of human presence. They had been here, and they had planned for this moment, even if humans were nowhere to be seen. Varish walked down one long hallway, reading the logs. Every human name, every date, every small note made him realize something. Humans had thought ahead. They had left no weapons, no traps to fight directly, yet somehow, everything in this space was against them. He turned to his officers. Humans are not careless. They are patient. They are intelligent. And they do not need to fight to win. Back at the post, Ethan and Claire recorded the movement of the alien fleet. They did not send ships to meet them. There was no need. The aliens were already inside human space. Humans would wait and watch. Every step they took would bring them closer to understanding the quiet, controlled danger humans created. Varish felt unease as he returned to his ship. The station was silent, but he could sense something hidden. He had the feeling that humans were observing, even if he could not see them. He could not guess their next move, and that uncertainty made him uneasy. The fleet continued its slow journey deeper into human space. Stars passed by, empty systems glided past, and the unknown waited. Varish knew this was just the beginning. Something was coming, something invisible, but deliberate. Something that had caused every vessel before them to disappear without a trace. For now, the aliens were careful. They watched, they scanned, they recorded. But every second brought a new question. Every quiet corner seemed to hide a secret, and the silence of human space felt alive, patient, and waiting. Ethan and Claire smiled quietly as they watched the alien fleet drift deeper into the unknown. It's only the beginning, Ethan said. They have no idea what is coming, but humans always do. Barish stared out into the darkness, unaware of the watching eyes, unaware of the unseen plans waiting for him. He only knew that human space was different, and that difference, quiet and invisible, was dangerous. The stars kept moving, the ships floated, and human space remained calm. But within that calm lay a truth the aliens would soon learn. Humans never fight without reason, but they always win in the end. The alien fleet moved deeper into human space. Commander Varish felt a quiet tension aboard his ship. The stations they had passed were empty, but the sense of being watched never left him. Every officer seemed on edge, scanning consoles, checking sensors, double-checking every system. Varish called a meeting on the bridge. "We have seen no humans," he said. "No weapons, no defenses, but this is not safe. Something is wrong. Something is waiting." An officer named Kalen stepped forward. "Commander, we have scanned all signals. There is nothing live. No energy spikes, no weapons. The systems are quiet." Varish shook his head. "Quiet does not mean harmless. Humans do not attack openly. They hide. They watch.
They plan. We must remain careful."
Meanwhile, on a distant human monitoring station, Lucas Ramirez and Maya Collins watched the alien fleet through long-range sensors. Lucas tapped his fingers on the console, his eyes scanning the movement. "They think the space is empty," he said. "They think they are safe. They are wrong." Maya nodded. "Humans never fight first, but we always prepare. Every alien ship that enters this area is recorded, mapped, and studied. Every move is predicted." Back on the alien ships, Varish's officers began exploring another abandoned station. It was larger than the previous ones. Its halls were clean, and lights flickered softly. Machines hummed gently, waiting for someone to use them. The landing team entered carefully. Varish followed, his long body moving slowly through the corridors. The station seemed peaceful, almost welcoming. Yet there was a feeling that it was not empty. The team found more logs and records. Some were simple, describing daily life aboard the station. Others were strange, with patterns and codes that made no sense at first. One officer, Syrah, pointed to a log that repeated the same instructions in slightly different ways. "Commander, these messages are confusing," she said. "They seem meaningless, but they keep repeating." Varish studied them closely. "They are not meaningless," he said. "Humans leave clues in everything, but the clues are hidden. They want us to follow, but we must understand what they are doing first." The aliens sent probes further into the station. The sensors detected nothing unusual at first, but slowly, strange signals appeared. Systems on the ships began to flicker, behaving oddly. Instruments recorded errors that could not be explained. Varish frowned. "What is happening?" One officer, Lorne, spoke. "Commander, our systems are conflicting with some energy fields here. It is subtle, but it is causing minor failures in our engines and sensors." Varish felt a chill. "Humans did this," he said quietly. "It is not weapons. It is clever. They set their space to work against us without being seen. They use patience, not force."
"Outside, human engineers on a distant station were observing everything."
Ben Carter and Nora Wright watched the alien fleet through a hidden window, taking notes. "They are moving too fast for their own good," Nora said. "They do not realize how carefully humans control this area." Ben smiled. "They will find out soon. Every station, every system, every signal is part of a larger plan. They cannot see it yet, but they will." Back inside the alien fleet, the landing team tried to understand the strange energy fields. Every calculation led to more confusion. Every attempt to scan deeper created minor errors in their systems. It was as if the space itself was alive, changing with every move. Barish felt a growing frustration. "They are not attacking us, but they are stopping us from knowing too much. Everything we try leads to another puzzle. Humans are cleverer than we thought." Meanwhile, Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe continue to observe from another station. They are exploring too carefully, Ethan said. But curiosity will be their weakness. Humans have patience. They wait until the right moment.
Claire nodded.
Every alien that enters this space learns something, but they also make mistakes. Humans learn faster. Humans always adapt. Back in the alien fleet, one of the smaller ships attempted to leave the system. Varesh frowned as he noticed it moving too quickly. The sensors immediately recorded an increase in errors. Systems began to fail. The ship's engine stuttered, and its navigation computers conflicted with each other. "Stop it," Varesh ordered. "Do not leave until we understand what is happening." The officer controlling the ship responded. "Commander, our engines are failing. We cannot control the course properly." Varesh's eyes narrowed. "Humans set this. They use environment, technology, and intelligence to trap us. No one attacks, but they create consequences we cannot see until it is too late." The alien fleet gathered near another station. This one was larger and older. Its walls were thick, its systems complex. The landing team moved cautiously, sending probes first. Every probe returned strange data, energy readings that did not match the alien technology. Varesh studied the readings. Humans understand physics differently. They can bend systems to their will, but quietly. Nothing here is obvious. It is clever, not violent. Inside the station, the landing team found human records describing previous alien visits. Some were recent, some older. Every account ended with the same phrase: "The intruder was removed quietly." Observation complete. Varesh read the words aloud. "Removed quietly?"
What does this mean? Sira replied. It means they do not fight. They wait, observe, and then act.
"We are being studied, not attacked." Varesh's long body moved along the corridor. He realized the humans did not need weapons to control their space. They used patience, intelligence, and preparation. Every station, every signal, every empty hallway was a test. Outside, the alien fleet continued to experience minor system failures. The human energy fields caused engines to misfire, sensors to misread, and communications to confuse. Every movement created new problems. The aliens began to feel trapped, even though the space appeared empty. In a hidden human station, Lucas and Maya continued to record every detail. "They are smart, but they are falling into the pattern we expected," Lucas said. "They cannot see the larger system yet. Every probe, every ship, every move is part of the lesson." Maya nodded. "They think humans are absent. But humans are everywhere, controlling everything in subtle ways. By the time they realize it, it will be too late to escape." Back in the alien fleet, Varesh ordered more scans. "Do not be careless," he said. "Every system is dangerous. Every station may hide more traps. The humans are patient, intelligent, and silent. We must learn quickly or we may suffer like others before us." The landing team explored deeper. They found rooms with equipment they could not understand. Some machines were broken, but others worked in strange ways, creating small anomalies in the alien technology. Varesh studied the machines. "They are not weapons. They do not attack. But they are smarter than us. They turn our curiosity into risk. Every probe we send, every system we check, brings us closer to consequences we cannot predict." Meanwhile, Ethan and Claire monitored everything. "They are learning too slowly," Ethan said. "Humans do not fight directly, but they control the environment. Every step leads the aliens into lessons they cannot see yet." Claire smiled. "And they will make mistakes. Every alien fleet before them made mistakes. Humans never forget." Varesh felt the pressure building. His fleet was still functional, but systems continued to fail in small ways. Sensors conflicted, engines misaligned, and communication between ships became erratic. "They think space is empty," he said quietly. "They think no one watches, but humans are cleverer than we imagined. They use patience as a weapon. They use silence as a shield." and they never strike until they control the entire situation. The alien fleet moved slowly, exploring, scanning, and probing. Every step brought new puzzles, strange readings, and confusing signals. The humans had prepared the space itself to challenge intruders. Nothing was accidental. Everything was designed to teach, to confuse, to trap. Lucas and Maya continued to observe. "They will learn eventually," Lucas said. "But by then humans will have complete control. They will never attack openly, but they will guide the aliens into choices humans already know." Varesh felt unease, like never before. He realized the truth. Humans did not need to fight. They only needed patience, intelligence, and observation. Every alien who entered human space faced the same test, and every test ended with the humans learning more than the intruders. The landing team returned to the fleet. Varesh gathered his officers. "We are in a place that looks empty, but it is not," he said. "Humans hide without hiding. They control without attacking, and they have prepared every corner of this space to test us. We must continue carefully. One mistake, and we may not return." The alien fleet drifted slowly through the human system. Stars passed by silently, stations floated empty, and machines hummed quietly. Every corner, every signal, every empty hallway was a reminder humans were not what the aliens expected. Outside, Ethan and Claire watched the alien fleet. "They are learning," Ethan said. "But slowly. Humans always win in the end." Claire nodded. "Patience is the strongest weapon. And humans have plenty of it." Varesh stared at the stars, unaware of the hidden observers. He only knew one thing. Human space was clever, quiet, and dangerous in ways he could not yet measure. And that knowledge weighed on him like a shadow, growing heavier with every passing moment. The alien fleet had been in human space for days, moving slowly, scanning, and probing every station. Commander Varesh felt the weight of unease more strongly now. The ships were functional, but the minor system failures had grown. Engines misfired, sensors conflicted, and even communication between ships had become unreliable. "This is not natural," Varesh said quietly to his officers. "The humans are not here, but their influence is everywhere. The space itself works against us." An officer named Lorne shook his head. "It is subtle, Commander. Nothing seems wrong at first, but every step we take creates errors. We cannot understand why our technology fails." Varesh paced the bridge. "They do not need weapons to stop us. They do not need fleets. They only need patience, intelligence, and planning. That is why no vessel has ever returned from the space." The fleet moved closer to a large human station orbiting a dying star. The station was ancient, its walls thick, its systems complex. As the landing team entered, the air inside was calm and quiet. Machines hummed softly, and lights flickered like distant stars. Varesh's officers began exploring. Every room seemed normal at first. Then, the strange energy fields became stronger. Engines of the small landing ships flickered. Sensors began to misread distances. Even simple tasks became complicated. Sira, one of Varesh's officers, looked at her console.
"Commander, our instruments are failing faster. The energy fields are affecting our ships even at a distance."
Varesh frowned. "It is not attack, it is cleverness. Humans have set their space to work against intruders. Every step we take brings us closer to consequences we cannot yet see." Meanwhile, far away, Ben Carter and Nora Wright, human engineers, monitored the alien fleet. "They are moving too fast," Ben said. "They do not see the patterns. They do not understand the design. Every probe, every ship, every move is creating errors we expected." Nora nodded. "We do not fight, but the environment fights for us. They cannot leave easily now. They are trapped without knowing it." Back in the alien fleet, Varys called his officers. "We cannot proceed blindly. We must understand the energy fields or we risk permanent damage." The landing team explored deeper into the station. They found strange machines, some broken, some working in ways they could not understand. Every machine created small anomalies in their ships. Sensors conflicted. Engines misfired. Communication was delayed. Baresh realized that humans had prepared this station carefully. It was not a weapon in the usual sense. It was a trap that worked without attacking. The space itself, the systems, and the stations were all designed to confuse, delay, and weaken intruders. Outside, the alien fleet drifted slowly. Every ship experienced minor system failures. Engines misfired, sensors failed, and communication was disrupted. The aliens had never faced such a challenge before. Meanwhile, at a hidden human station, Lucas Ramirez and Maya Collins watched the aliens. "They are still moving," Lucas said. "But they are slowing down. They cannot understand the system fully. Every movement creates consequences." Maya smiled. "They are trapped without knowing it." Humans control the space quietly. Every alien who enters this region learns this lesson, and most never survive to tell it. Viraj gathered his officers. "We are not being attacked directly, but we are facing consequences of our own curiosity. Humans have set their space to punish mistakes without firing a weapon. We must proceed carefully or we may suffer like others before us." The landing team moved to the central chamber of the station. There, they found the core systems controlling the strange energy fields. The machines were old, but their design was clever. Every system had a countermeasure for alien technology. Sierra studied the core. "Commander, these systems are designed to work automatically. We cannot override them. Every action we take creates more errors." Varish nodded. "They did not fight us. They only prepared. And now we face the consequences. Humans are cleverer than we imagined. They do not need fleets or weapons. Their intelligence is the weapon." Outside, human engineers observed quietly. Ben Carter and Nora Wright recorded every detail. "They cannot leave," Ben said. "Every ship is affected. Every system is disrupted. They are trapped without knowing it." The aliens tried to send probes to other stations. Every probe returned strange data. Energy readings conflicted with each other. Some probes failed completely. The aliens realized that humans had prepared not just one station, but the entire region. Varish felt frustration growing. "They think space is empty, but it is not. Every system, every station, every signal is a trap, and we cannot see it fully." The landing team returned to the fleet. Engines flickered. Sensors failed. Communication delays grew longer. The aliens were isolated in human space, surrounded by stations, energy fields, and systems designed to control them quietly. Viresh gathered his officers on the bridge. "We have been careful," he said. "We have not attacked. We have followed every rule. And yet, we are trapped. This is why no vessel ever returned. Humans do not fight openly, but they control everything quietly. They are patient, intelligent, and deliberate." Sierra looked at him. "Commander, what should we do?" Varesh paused. "We continue, slowly, carefully. We cannot understand everything, but we must survive. The humans want us to learn, and we must learn before we make mistakes that cannot be fixed." Meanwhile, Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe continue to monitor the alien fleet. "They are realizing too late," Ethan said. "They cannot leave without consequences. Humans never attack directly, but we guide intruders into lessons they cannot see." Claire nodded. "And every alien who enters this space learns it the hard way. Patience and intelligence are stronger than any weapon. That is why humans always win." Back in the alien fleet, Varesh ordered more scans. Every system responded with errors. Engines misfired, navigation conflicted, and communication was delayed. The fleet had to move slowly, carefully, and constantly adapt to unexpected problems. The landing team returned to the station for one last attempt to understand the systems. They studied the core, trying to find a way to neutralize the energy fields. But every calculation led to more confusion. The humans had anticipated every move, every calculation, every step. Varesh realized the truth. Humans did not need to fight. They only needed to prepare, observe, and let the environment work against intruders. Every alien fleet before them had faced the same lesson. Every fleet had failed to return. Outside, the alien fleet drifted slowly through the human system. Stars passed by silently, stations floated empty, and machines hummed quietly. Every corner, every signal, every empty hallway was a reminder that humans were clever, patient, and united across distances. Lucas and Maya continued to observe. "They cannot see the larger design," Lucas said. "Every probe, every ship, every move brings consequences. They are trapped without knowing it." Maya smiled. "They will learn, eventually. But by then, humans will have complete control. No attack is necessary. Humans only wait, observe, and guide." Varish felt the weight of understanding pressing on him. They do not need fleets or weapons. Their intelligence is the weapon. Their patience is the shield. And every step we take is controlled, recorded, and predicted. The landing team returned to the fleet. Engines flickered. Sensors misread. Communication lagged. Varesh realized that humans had created a system so clever, so subtle, that even the most experienced officers could not escape its influence. He gathered his officers. "We must continue carefully. One mistake, and we may never leave. Humans do not fight openly, but they control every corner of this space. Every move we make is part of their plan. And now we see why no vessel has ever returned." The alien fleet drifted slowly, carefully, and cautiously. Stars passed by. Empty stations floated, and machines hummed softly. Humans were nowhere to be seen, but their presence was felt in every system, every energy field, every quiet hallway. Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe watched silently. "They are learning too late," Ethan said. "Humans never fight first, but every intruder learns that patience, intelligence, and preparation are stronger than fleets or weapons." Claire nodded. "And every alien who enters human space is trapped by its own curiosity. Humans control everything, quietly, cleverly, and patiently. That is why no vessel ever returned." Varesh stared at the stars, unaware of the hidden observers. He knew one thing. Human space was clever, patient, and dangerous in ways he could not yet measure. Every station, every signal, every empty hallway was a reminder that humans were not what the aliens expected. The fleet drifted, moving slowly, cautiously, and carefully. The weight of unseen consequences pressed on every officer. They had not been attacked directly, but every system, every station, every energy field had become a silent weapon against them. Vares realized that humans had turned their space into a lesson. Every alien who entered learned patience, intelligence, and humility. Every move was controlled. Every choice had consequences. And those who failed to understand never returned. The stars continued to move, the ships floated, and human space remained calm. But within that calm lay a truth the aliens could not ignore. Humans never fight openly, but they always control the situation. And that was more dangerous than any weapon. The alien fleet had been in human space for weeks. Commander Varesh felt the weight of every passing moment pressing on him. Their ships were still functional, but system failures were now constant. Engines misfired, sensors conflicted, and communications were slow and unreliable. Every attempt to scan or probe only made the problems worse. Varej gathered his officers on the bridge. "We have moved carefully, and yet we are trapped," he said. "We are learning what humans have done here, but I fear it is not enough. We must understand fully why no vessel ever returned before us." Sira, one of his officers, looked at him nervously. "Commander, our systems are failing faster. We cannot continue safely. Every step we take causes more errors." Varej nodded. "I know. But we must continue. If we turn back now, we may never leave. Humans prepared this space to teach, to trap, and to observe. We cannot ignore their design." Outside, the fleet drifted slowly. Empty stations floated in the dark. Ancient satellites rotated silently, and faint energy fields rippled across space. The aliens felt the weight of unseen control pressing on every ship. In a hidden human station, Sam Kelly, a cultural historian, and a group of engineers monitored the alien fleet. "They're moving more cautiously now," Sam said. "They realize something is against them, but they cannot see it clearly. Humans control everything quietly. They do not fight, but they never let intruders leave without lessons learned." Nora Wright, an engineer, smiled. "They are discovering what every alien fleet before them discovered. Humans are patient, intelligent, and clever. We do not need weapons to control our space. The environment itself does that for us." Back in the alien fleet, Varish ordered a cautious approach to the central station of this sector. The station was the largest they had seen. Its walls were thick, and the systems inside were complex beyond their understanding. And human space waited, patient, intelligent, and always in control. For the alien fleet, the journey out of human space would be slow. Every ship carried the lesson they had learned. Humanity did not need fleets or weapons. Humans only needed cleverness, patience, and careful planning, and that was why no vessel ever returned. Humans did not need to destroy intruders. They controlled space in a way that forced visitors to make mistakes, to misjudge, to fail slowly. Every action had a reaction. Every curiosity had a cost. The alien fleet moved cautiously, but the systems inside human space continued to challenge them. Engines misfired, navigation failed, and sensors conflicted. Every station they passed added more anomalies. Every step was a test. In another human station, Lucas Ramirez and Maya Collins monitored the fleet closely. "They're slowing down," Lucas said. "They realize something is against them. They cannot escape easily." Maya nodded. "Humans never rush. We wait, observe, and let the environment teach the lesson. Intruders learn it slowly, or they fail. That is why no vessel ever returned." Back in the alien fleet, Varesh gathered his officers. "We are trapped not by weapons, but by the space itself," he said. "Humans designed this region to punish mistakes, not with fire, but with consequences. Every ship, every system, every step is controlled by their intelligence." Outside, Ben Carter and Nora Wright continued to record everything. "They are beginning to understand the full scope," Ben said. "Humans are cleverer than any alien fleet expected. We do not need to fight. We only need patience and observation." The landing team reached the core of the largest station. The systems inside were more complex than anything they had encountered. Energy fields shifted in ways the aliens could not predict. Navigation systems misread distances. Engines malfunctioned unpredictably. Sira spoke quietly. "Commander, this is the final system. We cannot move further without total failure. Humans have prepared this as the ultimate test." Varish nodded. "It is time to learn why no fleet ever returned. Humans do not fight openly, but they control everything quietly. They observe, they guide, and they wait. That is their power." The landing team activated a probe to map the core systems. Immediately, minor failures spread throughout the fleet. Engines misfired, sensors conflicted, and communication lagged. The aliens realized they were fully inside the human system, controlled without humans needing to intervene directly. Varesh understood. Humans do not destroy fleets. They control them. They trap them. They guide them into errors. And they do it quietly, intelligently, and patiently. Meanwhile, at a distant monitoring station, Sam Kelly and the engineers recorded the alien reactions. "They finally see it," Sam said. "Humans never attack directly. We only control the environment and consequences. Every alien fleet learns this eventually." Nora Wright nodded. "Patience, intelligence, and preparation. That is the strength of humanity. We never need weapons. The space itself becomes our defense." Back in the alien fleet, Varesh looked at his officers. "We now understand the truth. Humans do not fight openly, but they control everything. Their intelligence is the weapon. Their patience is the shield. And every alien who enters this space learns it slowly, or fails completely." Sira spoke softly. "Commander, What will happen to us now? Varesh thought carefully. If we continue without understanding, we may never leave. But humans do not destroy us. They only observe, study, and guide. Perhaps if we learn their lesson fully, we may survive. But we will not leave unchanged. The alien fleet moves slowly, cautiously, through human space. Every system, every station, every empty hallway reminded them of the hidden intelligence controlling it all. They had entered a region that looked empty, but was full of consequences. Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe watched the aliens. "They understand now," Ethan said. "Humans never fight directly, but we always win in the end." Claire nodded. Every alien fleet that entered here faced the same lesson. Patience, intelligence, and preparation are stronger than weapons. That is why no one ever returned. Inside the central station, Varesh and his landing team studied the records one last time. Every fleet that had come before them had been observed, guided, and controlled. None had returned fully intact. Some ships had survived, but crews were never the same. Some were absorbed quietly into human space, studied, and later released or repurposed. Varesh realized that humans had never underestimated intruders. Every system, every signal, every station was designed to turn curiosity into consequence. Humans had created a space that acted as a teacher, guide, and test. Sira looked at him. "Commander, do you think we will leave?" Varesh nodded slowly. "Perhaps. But only if we follow the lesson fully. Humans do not need weapons to control us. They only need intelligence, patience, and careful planning. We have learned that now. That is why no vessel ever returned." The alien fleet began moving slowly back toward the edge of human space. Systems still flickered, sensors still misread, engines still stuttered. But the aliens now understood the lesson fully. Humans never fought directly, but they had always controlled the outcome. Outside, Ethan and Claire smiled quietly. "They have learned," Ethan said, "but they will never forget. Humans do not fight. We only prepare, observe, and guide. That is why our space is safe, and why no one ever returns unscathed." Varesh stared at the stars as they slowly passed by. He understood now that human space was clever, patient, and controlled. It was a place where intelligence, planning, and observation were stronger than weapons. And it was a place that no alien fleet would ever underestimate again. The stars glimmered quietly. Empty stations floated. Machines hummed softly. Every corridor, every room, every console seemed designed to confuse and trap them. The landing team moved carefully. Every step they took triggered small energy anomalies that affected their ships. Engines flickered, sensors misread, and communication between the landing team and the fleet became unreliable. Sira looked at her console. "Commander, the systems are overwhelming us." "Every action we take creates more problems. We cannot override them." Humans anticipated everything. Varesh walked slowly down the central corridor of the station. He examined the machinery, the control panels, and the records left behind. Every log was designed to confuse. Every instruction seemed harmless, but created consequences. "They never attack," Varesh said quietly. "But everything here is a weapon. Every system, every machine, every energy field works against intruders without humans needing to fire a shot."
Outside, Ethan Brooks and Claire Monroe observed the alien fleet.
"They are beginning to understand," Ethan said. "But they still cannot see the full plan. Humans do not fight openly, but we always win in the end." Claire nodded. Every alien fleet that entered here before them faced the same lesson. Patience, intelligence, and preparation are stronger than any weapon. That is why no one ever returned. Inside the central station, the landing team discovered records from previous alien encounters. Every fleet that had entered human space had faced the same system of subtle traps, confusing signals, and environmental manipulation. None had escaped completely. Varesh read aloud from the logs. "The intruder is observed, Mistakes are recorded, and consequences follow. No attack is necessary. Observation is the weapon. Patience is the shield. Sira looked at him, fear in her eyes. They have done this for centuries. Every fleet before us has learned this lesson, and none survived fully intact. Baresh understood now.